All right, yeah, so we're recording again. So, I was pretty brief. I just said that he deserved it, and
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I think from here, Taj will pretty much go up with Crawford and Ginobili and be basically that in the conversation for sixth man every year as long as he continues to be a sixth man. Like they're Crawford is always a big scoring spark off the bench. Ginobili, the Spurs are always way better per 100 possessions when he's on the floor than when he's off. And Taj, those guys will always be in the conversation. Um, Other picks I like for this year very quickly. Reggie Jackson if he doesn't start in OKC. Ryan Anderson because he's a big scoring threat and he'll get some like a ton of threes and rebounds off the bench in New Orleans behind Ashik and Anthony Davis.
so you think Anderson is going to be off the bench?
I don't see how they slot him into the small forward position like there's talk of that possibly happening, but I think he'd have a hard time guarding wing players. So and I think yeah, I do think he starts behind Ashik at the very least.
Is Anthony Davis always going to be a power forward?
I th- I think so. I feel like he should be.
I just feel like that lineup with him at the center position and Anderson at the power forward is just so deadly. I feel like
He might not be
they should
big enough yet.
maximize that.
Davis might not be big enough yet, though, right?
Yeah, he's probably not now. I just feel like anytime you can get into that lineup where he's with Anderson, you wanna do that.
Yeah, I do want to see more of that. You're right. Other possibilities, DJ Augustine. I mean, like on the Pistons, he could be pretty good. He was a great spark for the Bulls off the bench for most of last year as their leading scorer. So he might be able to pull off something like that. And Nick Young, although he's hurt, he might. He says he's going to be the sixth man or most improved or most valuable or something. He thinks he's going to be all those things. So he's hurt, but when he comes back, perhaps he could. The Lakers are going to be, they don't have many offensive options, and Nick Young is at least good at that scoring. So
So that's assuming that he doesn't take over Kobe's role.
yeah, well, if he doesn't start in place of Kobe,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and he probably thinks that he's deserving of
the
that.
way he talks about it, yeah, he could start in front of LeBron James or Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I
Okay, last
guess
one,
I'll
coach
win
of the
six. Man.
yeah. So, but Isaiah Thomas is award,
Yeah.
hands down in my eyes.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, coach of the year quickly, and then we'll wrap it up.
Sure.
What's your take? Since
Uh,
I bailed you out on the six man.
sure. Yeah. I think it's Thibodeau's year. I think that he arguably should have won it last year. And if they achieve as many wins as we think, if they make it to the first place seed in the playoffs with all the talent they have in his defensive system, and if they're as good as we project they are, I think that he'll finally get his due as coach of the year.
Okay, I like that pick. I've got three picks. I'll never be allowed to have a ballot because I'll just try to like pencil in. I never will anyway, but like even if I did, I would try to pencil in like six. If I was given one line to write one name, I'd probably try to write six names in there or something like that.
You're like one of those kid soccer coach that has to give an award to everyone, so they don't feel
Yeah,
left out.
participation basically.
Yeah.
Randy Whitman, you get a Coach of the Year award. Wayne Casey, you get a Coach of the Year award. No, honestly, I think again going with the narrative, if Cleveland can gel and be a top of the league in the first year with all those parts kind of jammed together, I think David Blatt in his first year will fit the narrative. Stan Van Gundy, if he can turn Detroit around and make them a top 10 defense and a playoff team, I think his return would fit the narrative. And if not, I think Jeff Hornacek, kind of like if the Suns continue to be relevant after last year and prove that wasn't a fluke, like he might get some residual votes from last year where he could have very well won it if it hadn't gone to Pop.
Yeah, Hornacek I think was my number two. My
So
issue with Blatt is the Eric Spoelstra deal is like LeBron's gonna get the credit for being the
I
coach.
know,
I feel like
like that bugs me. I don't agree with that. I think Eric Spoelstra is a fantastic coach, and unfortunately, he kind of
I agree.
he didn't get his
Yeah.
due there. Like he's a really good X's and O's guy. He's you know, he managing like superstar talent and making it gel together is no small feat. Like as much as we think that any of us could step up there and coach, or not we know better, but like people think they could step up there and coach a team with LeBron James and a variety of other stars. I mean, you know, look at I don't know, like what's the most recent thing I can think of? The whole Kobe, Dwight,
Right.
Nash, Powell thing. Like that was a train wreck. Like you can't just jam people together and expect it to be good. So it'll be interesting to see like what he brings to the game as like this really highly touted European like EuroLeague coach and see where it goes from there. Like how he manages to make Kyrie, Love, and LeBron play together a lot as well as those other pieces. But I think again it's like most of these awards as we've discussed, narrative makes a big deal to all of them.
Yeah, they're all narrative.
So I was going to try and make a segue about speaking of narrative and endings or some crap, but whatever. Let's just call it a night. It's late.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, thanks for joining me. We will have another podcast coming out probably Friday, I think, which will be our first fantasy basketball podcast.
I'm really
And then
excited about that. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. And then we'll continue previews next week. I guess we'll probably have 4 or 5 more teams that we can get to. Obviously, we'll be finished before the regular season, and hopefully have more other pods about everything. But thanks for listening, Russ.
That's
Thanks
cool,
for joining me. Yeah,
Subscribe on iTunes. We're now on iTunes.
there you go. Cool, man. All right, talk to you later.
Cool, man. Peace.